Getting your startup funded can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle, but in the dark. So what if you had an insider's guide? What if you knew what investors were really thinking? Well, today, that's what we're going to do. We're pulling back the curtain using insights straight from the people who make these calls every single day.
So let's just start with a quick reality check. Investment partner Emily Bennett points out one of the biggest red flags she sees: co-founders who barely know each other. I mean, think about it. Before they even get to your product or your idea, they're looking at you. They're looking at your team. Because when things get tough, and trust me, they will, that relationship is the only thing holding it all together. So how do you signal that you've got the right stuff? Well, it really just comes down to a few key pillars that investors are looking for in every single pitch, every single application. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to walk through 5 critical areas that can absolutely make or break your fundraising. We'll start with the team, then the idea, the proof you have, how you pitch it, and finally, some of the most common mistakes you need to avoid.
First up, the team. Look, at the earliest stages, investors are not just betting on an idea. They are betting on the people. They're betting on you to execute that idea. And that part, it's completely non-negotiable. So, what are they looking for? Well, they're looking for signals that a team can handle some serious pressure. A shared history, maybe you were old colleagues or even college roommates. That's a huge plus. It just shows you've been in the trenches together before. They also want to see clear counterparts where you both fill in each other's gaps. And they're looking for proof that you've done something exceptional, something that shows you're a bit of an outlier.
Now, this is a really interesting dynamic. Are you an industry insider or an outsider? See, insiders, they know the market inside and out, but the risk is they get trapped by their own assumptions. Outsiders, on the other hand, bring a totally fresh perspective, but they have to prove they've done their homework to become an expert. Either one can work. You just have to know which lane you're in and be ready to address those risks head-on. And that focus on the team's ability to learn and adapt, it leads us right into our second point, the idea itself. Because look, even a great team chasing a bad or obvious idea isn't going to get very far. VCs are looking for something special, something they call an earned insight. So, what in the world is an earned insight? Well, visiting partner Fareed Masavat calls it the non-obvious secret you've discovered. VCs see hundreds of ideas in the exact same space. He calls them tar pits. Your earned insight is what proves you found a unique path through that tar pit that literally no one else has spotted.
And you show this insight by showing your work. I mean, talk about the journey that got you to this idea. Show that you get the market's history. Who tried to do this before, and why did they fail? As investment partner Keenan Salah says, just showing that you've already met with 30 key players in your industry, that is an incredibly powerful signal that you are a serious truth seeker.
Okay, so you've got a great team and a unique insight. That's fantastic, but that's just the starting line. Now you have to prove you can actually execute. And this brings us to our third section, which is all about 3 really crucial and often confused concepts: velocity, traction, and validation.
First up, velocity. As investment partner Marcus Segal puts it, this is all about your internal clock speed. How fast can your team build something, ship it, and then learn from it? It's a direct signal of your team's hustle and your ability to just get things done.
Then there's traction. Now, this is the external proof. It's evidence from the real world that people actually want what you're building. It's the market giving you a big thumbs up.
And here's the crucial distinction. You can have crazy high velocity, building tons of features super fast, but have zero traction if nobody's using them. Investors, they're looking for both: a team that moves quickly and is getting clear positive signals back from the market.
And as visiting partner Sam Shank explains, not all traction is created equal. Oh no, there's a hierarchy here. An influencer shout-out? That's nice, but it's a pretty weak signal. Design partnerships are getting warmer, but what really gets an investor's attention? Long-term, recurring revenue. That right there is the ultimate proof that you've built something that has real, durable value.
So you've got the team, the insight, and the traction. But guess what? None of it matters if you can't communicate it effectively. And this is where we get to the pitch itself.
Marcus Segal has the perfect analogy for this. Your first meeting? It isn't the movie, it's the trailer. You have a very, very short window. We're talking maybe 10 minutes to be so compelling, so clear, and so exciting that you earn the right to the next meeting. Your only job is to get them to want to see the full movie.
So how do you build that trailer? Well, Fareed Mostavat recommends this awesome framework, SCQA. Start with the situation. What's the state of the world? Then introduce the complication, the problem. Pose the question this creates, and then Boom. Deliver your answer, your startup. It's a bottom-line upfront approach that grabs their attention right away. But ultimately, your pitch has to plant a flag. As Emily Bennett puts it, your goal is to build deep conviction that you are the only team in the world that can climb this mountain. It's not just about the idea, it's about proving you're the ones to do it. And yeah, that can feel uncomfortable, but you have to lean into what makes you special.
All right, finally, let's talk about the common mistakes that can sink an otherwise promising startup. Knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. First off, please don't waste precious time on a long product demo. In that first pitch, investors do not need to see every single feature. They need to understand the problem you're solving and, more importantly, why it matters. A demo shows the what, but your job is to sell them on the why. Next, just skip the overblown TAM slide. Seriously, investors who focus on your space, they already know how big the market is. Trying to convince them with some crazy, top-down number doesn't prove the opportunity is huge, it just signals that you might be a little naive.
Another huge one is being unclear about what makes you different. Don't make an investor guess. You need to just state it, right up front. We are different from our competitors because of this unique insight. Be sharp, be direct.
And for the love of all that is good, do not bury the lead. If you have amazing traction, if you've signed a contract with a huge company or you have a world-class advisor, that needs to be in the first 30 seconds of your pitch, not hiding on slide 9. Always, always lead with your strongest hand. You know, all of these mistakes really point to one golden rule: brevity. The consensus from investors is crystal clear. Your deck should be 7 to 10 slides max. A short, concise story is a confident story. It proves you know what's important and that you respect their time.
At the end of the day, getting funded really comes down to this. You can have all the right pieces in place, but it all hinges on your ability to communicate your unique strengths with just unshakable conviction. So the question I'll leave you with is, are you ready to brag?